How is it going, you lovely lads? Welcome back to my favourite kind of episode here in Football Manager. It is a transfer special for your viewing pleasure here with Lewes FC. The dog wants to come in and say hello. I can hear him at the door. I found a dog. Milo, do you want to say anything? Would you like to ask the people to subscribe? I was about to do that. You're just biting my... Okay, I'll put... Would you like to go down? Do you want to say hello to the people at home? You want to bite my ear? Why? Well, I was planning on opening up today's episode by saying if you have been enjoying the series this week, make sure that you're subscribed, because obviously these videos get served into the algorithm. It's very easy not to be subscribed to YouTube channels in 2025 and then just miss out on a series. There's loads more series to come. Probably more dog cameos as well. Anyway, as I just mentioned, today is a transfer special. We are back bright and early. It's the 1st of June, and I do feel like at these lower levels of English football, there is a big emphasis on getting dealings done early. We've got a wage budget of £800. That is a really tidy sum. It works out at 20% of our wage budget remaining, and to be honest, that should allow us to bring in some really good quality. Now, one thing I am very pleased to report is we have managed to secure deals through to the end of next season for every single member currently part of the first team. That means all 20 players on screen here are secured for the longer term future, and I think that is a really positive step, because when we came here, no one was contracted on a long-term basis, really. Now, of course, if you missed yesterday's video, we had a banging youth intake. Michael King is the king. This man has to be in the starting 11 for the coming year. We need to give him as much game time as possible. He is really that good. And elsewhere, and I might live to regret this, I kind of want to try and use Chris Watson as an advanced centre-back. Is that the stupidest thing ever? I mean, look, he's a centre-back with 14 technique, 14 flair, and I feel like we should just let him have the ball at his feet occasionally and pull off some passes. Is it a good idea? Probably not. Now, if there is an area of the squad where I feel like we could improve, I do think it's at centre-back. Juan has been one of our go-to options at left centre-back this year. His quality is a little bit lacking. And elsewhere at defensive mid, we have some good, young, talented players who are actually on very reasonable wages as backups. I definitely think there is a possibility to maybe try and get someone to partner Jane, who is a little bit more creative. I have been thinking about if I want to change the tactics much this year. Last year, we had the most clean sheets in the division with 15. And I do feel like whilst that was a big building block to win games and to get some important draws, it did definitely leave us maybe not so good going forward. Of course, maybe an advanced centre-back in Watson will help with that. But I do think getting in a really good creative midfielder instead of Finley Chadwick could be the play. I mean, he's not the worst from a creativity point of view. I just feel like maybe we could do better. Of course, if you've ever managed at this level, I feel like when it comes to transfers, what tends to happen is you just try and find the best players you can, irrespective of positions, and then shoehorn them in as makes sense. That might just have to be the approach we take here. Now, I have set up some filters that I discussed in last episode, which is, well, to look at youth players playing in the Football League who've been told their contracts are going to be expiring. So we're looking at players in League 2 and above, youth level, age at most 20, and I think I'm just going to have a look through all these players and see who might be available for a reasonable price. Just looking through some of the defensive mids who might be available immediately. Leon Hughes looked great with 12 passing and 12 vision. Then you realise he's got 3 composure and 1 off the ball, and he's essentially useless in possession when he's not kicking it to someone. George Daldy is the definition of mid. He's just got 10s in a load of stuff. I feel like I've had him in a pass save game. Why does the name Daldy ring a bell? It can't have been this man. He's a defensive midfielder who's actually very good from a defensive point of view. I mean, he's not that bad. I have to say, when I compare him against Finley Chadwick, it does give me a newfound appreciation for the fact that Finley Chadwick is actually a very good footballer. I suppose, given the fact it is the 1st of June, it doesn't have to be just youth players we look at. It could be players with contracts expiring in 1 month. There's only 3 defensive mids currently in the Football League that might want to join me. Claude Kaibanda is available. Rwandan player. Is he good? No. Tom Chaplin is not much better. Jacob Safa, I mean, he's quite well-rounded, you know. I am not convinced he's enough of an upgrade for the kind of money that I'd assume he will ask for. I suppose we can make an approach and see what he'll ask for. Breakthrough prospect, how much? That is far too much money. If I get rid of defensive mids, there's a load of players that play elsewhere in the Football League who might be good. I'm looking through them and realising they are not good. I mean, Louis Griffiths here, 18, plays for Oxford. He's quick, he can attack. He's not very big. He only wants £180 to sign for us as well. I just don't think he's good enough, if I'm honest. Afi Adebayo plays for Ipswich. I mean, he's interesting. He can play a load of positions, but can play out on the left and right, which would be nice. Decent technique, nice dribbling. Not the quickest player, but he is only 19, and he's only just turned 19. Wants to be a breakthrough prospect. Wants £400. Never mind. Part of me thinks, actually, my best approach here is to maybe, and this might be risky, is to maybe get rid of, like, the interest in transfers, so I get all the players going to be released at the moment. A load of these, obviously, I'm not going to be able to sign. But if I add them all to my shortlist, and I am going to try and add 2,000 players here, currently in the Football League, to my shortlist too. Does Control A work? Of course it doesn't. I'm trying to set the wages to be £1,000 as a max, because there was 2,000 players showing up in the Football League. The only options I have are 26,000 or 0. And as far as I'm aware, it doesn't let me type in values. You know what's annoying? You can't just hold down left click to go through values like you used to be able to either. I have to click like this down to 1,000. The FM26 experience, everyone. So I think my plan is once I get to 1,000 here, I'm going to shortlist all the players listed and then just wait and see who gets released at the end of this month. And of course, anyone who doesn't get any offers might pop up on our radar at the very least. Yeah, it'll allow us to see what might be out there on a free, because there's lots of players here who play for big teams who are going to have no interest in joining me until they get desperate. I thought there would be a few more players available, but I think I'm at a point now where, having looked through some of these high reputation players and just what's already out there that I can arrange pre-deals with, yeah, free agent frenzy might be a good time to come back. Okay, well, this is fun. Midway through this episode being recorded, Football Manager's updated the game, and it does say here, improve logic behind player wage demands in the lower leagues. Now, obviously, this database is below the lower leagues in the eyes of Football Manager. I hope that might help me a little bit. Full transparency, I've just finished streaming over on YouTube and Twitch at the time that I'm recording this. It's 23 past midnight, the day you're going to see this video. It's going to be a late night for me, I think. Now, originally I was planning on waiting until the 1st of July to come back once players have been released, but there are some players popping up on my radar that I feel like are maybe worth checking out. Toby Amole here really doesn't look that bad at centre-back. He's a left-footed centre-back, which we've really lacked. Former Arsenal and Tottenham man. Last year was playing for Tunbridge Angels in the Enterprise South. And if I approach to sign him, are his wage demands reasonable? Not as reasonable as I was hoping. I mean, Chris Francis here is another left-footed centre-back who was playing for Charles Charlton Athletic. Obviously, they have just been relegated from our division. Prior to that, was at Crystal Palace. Actually played quite well, despite the fact they went down. If I offer £0 for him, okay, they won't accept that. I don't really want to spend money on anyone if I can avoid it. Also, you know all the players that I shortlisted? Every time they get bids on them, I get inbox items around it. It used to be in old Football Managers you could turn off these notifications for shortlisted players getting offers, which obviously quite useful when you've got like 2,000 players on a shortlist, which should probably be called a long list, really. As far as I'm aware, there's no way to turn that off. Why do I feel like all these messages are going to be a problem? There's 36 off one continue. I mean, there must be a way to turn off these notifications. There just has to be. You know what? I'm just going to keep mashing continue and pretend they're not real. There could be some really important emails coming through here, and I would not know about them with all this spam. New kit deal confirmed. Bit of an improvement on the last one. Club membership fees, £63,000. That is a lot for this level. I think our overall balance had dropped towards 160,000. And with this income and presumably some other bits, it's gone up to a nice healthy number. I do find it really sad that you can't like get as detailed a breakdowns as you used to be able to, it feels like, for some of the finances stuff, or if you can, it's buried in this scrolly section. But yeah, £118,000 made. The fundraising is the club memberships. I don't know what other is. That was worth 40,000. I think at this level, obviously you get a big bump at this time of year, and then it's kind of expected you make a steady loss through the season, and then you get that big bump that we've just got every season. So I suppose we should have a number in the back of our mind. We ideally don't want to lose more than £118,000 over the next 12 months. Although, given the fact that everyone's now on proper paid contracts here at the club, and we've still got more money to spend on the wages, we probably are going to lose a little bit more money than that. We looked at Archie Taylor before, didn't we? He looks really good. He's wanted by a few different teams. Has he lowered his wage demands after the update? He has a little. I mean, is he worth £250. 14 heading with 12 jumping reach with aggression and bravery could be lethal at this level for the 17-year-old. Not the best technicals, but in terms of centre-backs, he is very good. When I compare him to Pask, who's our current highest earning centre-back, he's probably less complete than Pask, but in terms of what he has for a centre-back, he has an abundance. He's also only 17, which definitely should be considered. I'm going to try and get him to lower his demands a little. Ideally, we get him on a multi-year deal. Right now, it's just a one-year contract. I'm going to try and suggest a one-year extension after 5 games played in his first season. Okay, I think we can negotiate this. I'm just curious. If I lock in an optional one-year extension and go to 250, okay, he does nudge that up quite a lot. I'm going to lock in after 10 games in his final season, which obviously will be his first season. He'll get an extension and just see if he'll accept that, and he will. Okay, you know what? I think that's quite a good deal. My scouts have already looked at him a little bit. Super consistent player, loads of potential, standard for this level, and he's 17. Hopefully now all these teams interested, including Buxton, don't make a move for him. Not sure if he lowered his wage demands based on the update or based on the fact that we are now a week away from all these youngsters valued at £0 from just being released into, well, the wild. I don't know why I'm describing it like they're animals that have been rehabilitated. But yeah, all these youngsters are about to become free agents. I suspect they're getting a bit more desperate to get a move secured. Have had a little bit of a look through the other players available. I still think it's probably worth just getting to the point where players are free agents and hoping no one puts a bid in on Archie Taylor. Okay, still no one putting a bid in. I'm scared that I'm going to miss if someone puts a bid in because of the state of my inbox. What would have asked me for my season expectations here? If I say a top half finish, do they give me a bit more money? It's £100. Is £100 going to make a difference? Probably not, but you know what? I think if we don't get top half, we're in trouble. So I'm going to lock that in. We have now had the season tick over date, so we can see the teams that have gone up and have gone down. But I think most importantly for us, I want to peek at the season preview where we're in 11th. 11th. You know what? I'm recording far too late. If I misspeak at any other point in this video, just put it down to the fact it's late. 11th. I know I'm going to get ripped for that. I could just edit out the video, but I'm not going to. Malden and Tiptree have been promoted and have these crazy odds to go up. Is their team like legitimately just really good? Macaulay Bonn. I mean, he's on £600 a week. How can they afford him? They've got players on like £4,000 a week. Excuse me? How? If I look at their landmarks, have they had a tycoon takeover? They've gone professional. Have they just got a load of money or something? Has something gone wrong in the database here? I feel like in previous FMs I could investigate what's going on here. I don't have a clue what's going on here. They're a professional club with like properly contracted people, a competent manager. I mean, look, I don't want to say they're cheating because really this guy on £4,000 is an absolute scam, but how are they affording this? For their salary per year, it just says not applicable. Money laundering. It's the only explanation. Now, to be fair, for all the money they're spending, they have only got 5 players in the Media Dream 11. Just as a reminder, only one team goes up automatically here. The fixtures are out. When do I play them? When do I play these cheats? I play them at the start of September. I'll love it when we beat them. Obviously, in order to beat them, definitely going to need to sign some new players. I have got some devastating news. Mark Pike said he could be a legend. He's retiring. 1 year, he was my assistant manager and head of youth development. Now he's gone. Have already brought in the replacement, though, who will do the dual role of assistant manager and head of youth development. Introducing Ryan Salmons. He has never had a role as a staff member before. He looks fine as assistant managers go. I mean, at this level, are we expecting anything better than this? And I will say, you know what, very good determination, good working with youngsters, average judging player potential. Like, he's not that bad as a youth development head, really. Don't want to jinx it. No one else has made a bid for Archie Taylor yet. If we get him in at centre-back, I'll be so happy at that price. We're nearly at the 1st of July. I'm really hoping a load of players are going to become available and sign for us, just like Archie Taylor here. Welcome on in, Archie. Bags of potential, amazing in the air. I feel like every team needs a set-piece weapon, and he can be that man for us. I mean, when we compare Archie in blue to Juan in green, I think it's pretty obvious who the better centre-back is. Malden and Tiptree takeover. Do you reckon that takeover's happening because their finances are in the absolute bin because of all the players they've got? I think that's probably what's happening. I realise I didn't actually check. When are those players' contracts expiring? Okay, annoyingly, all their good players' contracts are expiring next year. So I'm going to have to put up with their nonsense for one season and then we might be okay. Or, of course, they could get a tycoon takeover and they just bully me for the rest of the save game, which I'll admit would be quite fun. Oh, my word. It's the 1st of July. I've got 60 inbox items here and Pask wants to leave at the end of his contract. Will you commit your future? You won't regret it. That's annoying, isn't it? He's just in first day of the new season. By the way, Gaffer, it's my last season. Bye. Okay, well, that shortlist that we made, right, is now full of free agents. And now I'm going to hope that all their wage demands have just dropped. Like, Danaher was a player that we looked at who could be a really good little pickup at centre-back, especially if Pask is leaving. Obviously, in an ideal world, I'd keep Pask around as well. But Danaher here is very good at the back, like very good mentals for his age. He is also more of a defensive mid than a centre-back, but we could just train him to play the alternative position. I suppose the question is, how much does he want? £75. Sign him up. I'm going to try and save some money. Can we do 65? 70? You know what? 70 is fine. I guess this is the point now where all those players that are asking for too much, I can now actually afford, and I need to refrain from going mental. Chance Hedman, centre-back, released by Brentford. Very HD photo. He's very good defensively. In fact, I'd go as far to say as he would walk into our team and maybe allow me to bring him in, and then maybe look to sell Pask. I don't know if anyone will pay for him, but we could try. He does want to be a star player. How much is the wages? 390. Oh, it's not cheap, but mentally, he might actually be worth it. I'm going to try and suggest 300. He said 370. I'm going for 300. 300. 310. 310. I mean, we've negotiated down Chance Hedman there quite a lot. I suppose the downside is it's only a one-year deal, but he is such a good centre-back. Now, annoyingly, once these players are released, you can't filter them by, hey, who was in a Premier League club, who was in a Championship club like we did before. But what you can do is do homegrown at club and then go through specific teams. So, for example, oh my word, it's every team. It didn't used to be like this. Okay, well, I want to find Brentford in the list, which is fortunate that it's a B. Right, there's 2 Brentfords. We'll go with the top Brentford and hope it's right. Homegrown status is at Brentford. And now I can look at some of the players that were at a Premier League team before. In fact, there's a lot of centre-backs being released by Brentford. I mean, if any of these are on less than Chase, I could be tempted. Matas Klimas here? I mean, he's 19. He's very good. Oh, where's Hedman in the list? Why does it sort the players by first name? Okay, look, I'll fully admit, I do not play Football Manager like a normal person. I still feel like this shouldn't happen. Chance Hedman, I found him in the list. I mean, it reinforces how good Hedman is, but Klimas here could be worth buying too. He wants to be an important player, but he wants significantly less money. I mean, if I'm saving £100, is it worth just getting Matas instead? I suppose one other thing to check with Matas here is, does he need a work permit? Because if you're doing a regular save game, work permits don't really matter. They certainly do in this instance. He only has Lithuanian nationality unless it shows secondary nationality somewhere else. I'm really glad I checked this because when you're at the elite levels, applying for a work permit is insignificant. At this level, £20,000 for a work permit is a lot of money. I almost feel like I can't take the risk. I don't think he has English nationality. Like, he has trained in nation in England, but under nationalities, it does just only show Lithuania. Right, it's time to pick another team that we want players homegrown at. I'm going to scroll down to Crystal Palace, I think. Okay, wow, Joe Gibbard is really, really good. There's a list of players here, but he is the one who stands out to me as a maybe option, a very strong maybe. Great defensively. Not too bad vision-wise. He's got 10 passing, 8 vision. He's actually got quite good flair. Well-rounded physicals are nice too. He's only 20. Did actually play a game in the Premier League as well, which is a little bit interesting. How much does he want? I guess that's the golden question with all these players. He wants to be a star player. Oh, it's just too much. I need to find players who are this good but don't want the big squad status. And I think there are going to be some out there. We just need to find them. Walker Shabazz Edwards not only has an amazing name, he could be a really good player. 199 centimetres, 14 jumping reach, great heading. Was at Ipswich's academy. He wants, again, a lot of money. I'm going to try and get him in for, well, a slightly more reasonable sum. Tyron Akpata was playing for West Ham. He looks absolutely unreal. Nice natural fitness, really nice mentals, 14 first touch, really good tackling for this level, passing, vision, work rate, 2 strength. I don't love. He wants to be a star player. I really big up some of these players I find. And then they just want too much. Since Pasca's already said he wants to leave the club, I kind of want to try and sell him. Whether or not anyone's going to pay anywhere near his value, I kind of doubt given the fact he's in the last year of his current contract. I did figure that with today's transfer special, I would kind of just show you how I actually go about signing players. Bit different to the highly condensed, neatly edited episodes of, well, the rest of the week. But I do feel like if you're doing a save game like this, there's also little tricks of the trade for ways that you can find players that are really, really useful. Bad news, Chance Hedman and Shabazz Edwards have both decided to go to other teams. Which means after all of that, Danaher is the only player we've currently got a bid on. I mean, at least he's not talking to anyone else. Caden Rodney is a really, really versatile player. He would be the dream player to have on the bench because he can play right wing back, centre back, defensive mid, all to kind of a quite reasonable level. And he has an agent. Not many of the players I've been talking to actually have an agent, so I can get an idea of what he wants. And what he wants is far too much. I've told him it's far too much. He's barely lowered his demands. My new plan is to look at players aged at most 18 and look for the players that have high quality pictures in the face pack to see if they're any good. Because if they have a good quality photo, they probably played for a decent team. At least that's the logic I'm going with. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to admit how long I've been just searching for players like I have been. But I've done quite a lot of searching for quite a lot of time to only have Danaher as an option. I have set up some transfer room requirements. I have no idea if this is actually going to suggest useful players or not. I mean, Sam Perry's not a bad defensive mid. And in terms of centre-backs, Charlie Robinson is the most recommended man. I'll tell you what, he's bloody massive, isn't he? He wanted too much money. To the surprise of absolutely nobody. You know what? Wales served me well before. I'm going to go to the North and South Division, look at the season preview, and just see if there's any good, cheap young players here. Maybe the South League's better. Maybe the South League's better. Oh, Cardiff Met Uni. Cardiff Met Uni always get really good intakes, don't they? Like, if I'm not mistaken, aren't all their players amateur and, like, actually quite good? Because they're like a university team. I'm looking at their starting 11. They've got a 16-year-old striker with 16 finishing. Reese. Do you want to join me? They've accepted a £1,000 bid. They've also got a 17-year-old goalie who, I mean, he has no aerial presence, but for 17 years old, he's good. Can I just make an offer of nothing? Can we do nothing? That would be a great deal. The fact you have to click like that drives me insane. Nothing. Good negotiating. Oh, Williams, the striker, doesn't want to talk to me. But Gregory, he doesn't want to talk to me either. Okay, no, and that whole trip to Wales was pointless. I'm making some signings, probably not what you think. We have one scout currently at the club. Decided he needs some friends. We've got Tom, who's hopefully joining us. I say hopefully, just agreed to sign him. And we've also got Paul Fisher, both regen scouts, both quite good scouts in their own rights, at least for our level. Both on £120 a week, or £110. I negotiated it down. I did just feel like giving out struggles finding players. Just getting into extra scouts might help us get some scout reports in for some of those players on the shortlist a little quicker. I don't know if it's as a result of the new scouts, but we have got a load of new scout reports on players that I've not looked at. I'm not sure if they're being offered to me or how I know about them. But, like, Kalen here is very good. He was released by Brentford. I feel like he wasn't showing up as a realistic signing before, and now he's interested in a move. Now I know why he wasn't showing up as a realistic signing. I mean, the bizarre thing is, right, whilst there is this temptation to try and spend all the money that you have as quickly as possible, very often it's actually in your interest to save your wage budget until later into the summer, because the longer players go without finding a club, the lower their wage demands get. You can end up finding some players that just fall down the cracks at this level. Also, I'm going to lower our scouting budget to increase the transfer budget, and then much like we did last year, we move the transfer budget into the wage budget. That actually gives me another £1,000 to spend. That's quite nice. And that's happened right in time for us to sign Ewan for £70 a week. These are the kind of bargains that I really, really like. I think for £70 a week, you can't complain, can you? I know I said I didn't really need a striker. I've just made a big offer for a striker. Joshua Ajala, I would love to sign. He is one of a number of players I ended up just bringing in on trial just to see what's out there. I've also offered Akpata an offer, and I think if I can get these two guys in, they would add just some significant quality into the team. I mean, Ajala here, 15 acceleration, 13 pace. At this level, that is just going to be absolutely lethal. 19 years old, formerly of Chelsea and West Ham. I feel like there's just a lot to like about this guy. Pretty good with both feet as well. As for Akpata, I mean, his technicals are phenomenal. For this level, 14 first touch, 12 passing, 14 tackling, 13 technique. It's actually a really nice kind of variety of technicals as well. He can do it defensively, good on the ball, great work rate. That strength is a little bit of a letdown. We did look at him a little bit earlier and he didn't want to join me. I have had to offer him quite a lot of money. I think he'd be worth it. These players, if they join us, will join for a combined £830. That will be most of my wage budget gone if they join. I mean, of the other trialists we've got in, Joe Gibbard is good. Is he better than Akpata? I mean, you can compare the two of them here. Not as good technically. Physicals maybe has a slight edge in certain areas. Wants to be a star player, though. Oh, he only wants 350. I could sign both of them if I really wanted to. I mean, it would put us over the wages, so I'm going to try and negotiate this one kind of hard. But if I could get Gibbard for like £270, would it be stupid not to sign these three guys? I mean, obviously, it's one thing to identify these guys and then make them offers. I still need to actually make sure we get them over the line and no one else comes in for them. I suppose now we just wait and pray. Chester have made an offer for Ajala. Chesham have made an offer for Akpata as well. Has Gibbard got any offers in? Not yet. I mean, he's the most affordable of the three. It's annoying because I'm hitting continue, but I'm getting so many inbox items regarding all the players shortlisted. It's very easy to miss stuff regarding these three guys. Chesham United sign Akpata. They've not even signed him to like a full-time proper deal. They've got him on a pay-as-you-go deal on £700 an appearance. I mean, that is mental, isn't it? Admittedly, you know, they played the league above us, so I can't really blame him for not joining us, I suppose. Probably should be concerned about Chester, shouldn't I? They're in the Enterprise North. I feel like if we get a Ajala, it would be such a good signing. Okay, Joe Gibbard set to sign. Arguably, of the three players, he was actually the best player in terms of just raw value for money and very, very good ability. He is a quality little defensive midfielder. I mean, Finlay Chadwick started for us there most of the time last year. I mean, that is one hell of an upgrade, isn't it? And Ajala hasn't turned me down yet, although he's somehow got injured. How's he got injured? Who's he playing in a trial for? Oh, wait, that's for us. I was thinking he was cheating on us. I forgot he's on trial. Chester, sign Ajala. £800 a week they paid for him. I can't afford that, can I? I mean, when we started today's episode, I had very, very high hopes. I'll be honest. I mean, Taylor, Danaher and Gibbard are great signings. I really wanted a couple more. Now, the season starts for us in just over 1 week. And I'll be honest, I don't know if we're going to get any more signings done between now and then. I know the transfer specials aren't always for everyone, and especially at this lower level, it is very slow moving, it feels like, for me playing at times. Hopefully, as a video, it's fairly entertaining for you guys to watch, and hopefully some of the stuff I covered in terms of how I go about signing players at this level, search methods, was kind of useful if you are doing your own Park to Prem adventure. If you have got any feedback on these transfer specials, please do leave it down below. At the same time, though, I think Joe Gibbard is a quality addition. And whilst Archie, Taylor and Danaher aren't the most exciting of signings, I think there's no denying they do add a little bit of quality to the team that we needed. The season preview has now moved us up to 6th, so there is no denying the players we've added can't be that bad at football. If you have enjoyed this transfer special and you want to see one next season, go down below, show this video some love in the comments and with a like. We're back tomorrow with more. Until then, take things easy. It's me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.